Hello everyone, it's Becca from Becca Books and Bujo, and it is time to see how I did on my 2024 goals. Every year I like to set personal goals for myself as well as reading goals, and so today I am sharing with you how I did on those goals throughout the year. We are first going to start with the 24 goals I set for myself in 2024 that are more personal. They don't deal with the reading side of my life, and so we are just going to get started. If you haven't been a part of my channel for a while, I actually do quarterly check-ins with these goals, so it holds me accountable and lets you know how I'm doing throughout the year. But now we are at the end of the year, and let's see how many I've actually completed of the 24. The first goal was to establish a morning routine, and I'm going to say that I failed this goal. I started off really well in the new year, as everyone does with new goals, but I slowly fell off the bandwagon, I think around summertime when we were more relaxed and I just wasn't waking up in the morning like I would have wanted. And then I got pregnant and I needed as much sleep as I could, so I did not wake up in the mornings to have any sort of morning routine. I think it was maybe a little bit too aggressive with what I thought my morning routine should be. I thought it should be waking up, going for a walk, exercising some other way like Pilates or yoga, and then doing some cleaning, and then taking care of myself and reading and eating breakfast, and that is too many things. So I think if I were to continue on with this goal in the new year, I would say that there's just like a few things I want to get done in the morning. Move my body maybe a little bit. Empty the dishwasher is always one, because then we can load it up throughout the day. And then, yeah, just maybe have a little bit of me time, whether that's reading or journaling or doing something for me. Those are three things maybe I'd want in a morning routine, and I just couldn't figure that out during 2024. So that is a loss, unfortunately. Goal number 2 was to walk our dogs, and the number that I set with this was 5 times a week, and I definitely failed that. There were times of the year that I did really, really well. The summer, when we could get our entire family out and walk the dogs every day, worked pretty well. And I think in the spring I did well too. I woke up and walked the dogs before I went to work in the mornings. But then again, same with the morning routine, I just kind of fell off the bandwagon, couldn't wake up and do it. I was too exhausted being pregnant and just didn't find the time. So I need to do better at prioritizing my dogs too, just because they're a part of our family. And I've said this every single year, I think, but yeah, I need to do better. So we're going to say I failed goal number 2 as well. Goal number 3 was to lower my screen time, and I think I'm going to say that this goal was complete. It was a goal of mine to reduce my screen time down to less than 3 hours per day, or it was anywhere from 3 to 3.5 hours per day, and I did that pretty consistently. I just wanted this goal in place so that I could be more present with my children. I didn't want them to see me on my phone all the time, and so really the only times I'm on my phone is quick in the morning when I'm doing my Wordle or a Sudoku puzzle, and then in the evening after the kids have gone to bed. So 3 hours a day I feel like isn't bad. It still sounds like a lot, but compared to some people who are scrolling constantly, I feel good about the 3 hours. Goal number 4 was to complete the Yoga with Adriene challenge that she does every January, and I did complete that way long ago in the first quarter, and I just love doing that yoga challenge every day. It starts your day off right if you do it in the mornings like I did, and just makes you feel so good with your body and how you are moving. So love that one. Goal number 5 was to try diamond painting, and I did indeed try diamond painting. I didn't complete my project because I started bold and got a ginormous diamond painting that I will never finish. What I realized halfway through the year is that sitting and kind of slouching over a table doing a craft is not the kind of craft I want to do. I would like to be cozily sitting in my chair working on a cross stitch if I can. That's why puzzles really don't work for me either. I don't like forcing myself to sit at a table. So I did try it though, and I'm proud that I tried something new in the crafting side of my life. Goal number 6 was to lose weight. And if you didn't hear in the first few goals, I got pregnant this year, so I'm actually gaining weight, and I'm trying to gain weight at a steady pace and not make it a huge amount of weight, but definitely next year I will want to have this goal or have one similar to just be mindful of my weight and especially be mindful of what I put into my body and how I move my body so that I can maintain a healthy weight for me. Goal number 7 was to donate blood 3 times, and I did donate twice before I got pregnant. After you get pregnant, you shouldn't donate blood anymore, so I couldn't get that 3rd time in, but I did donate once in January and once in August, and it feels good to be able to do that and help others in a small way. Goal number 8 was to read Laundry Love by Patrick Richardson and then implement his processes for doing laundry. I did indeed read the book and have implemented a lot of his ideas. While I may not love laundry because folding is just so much, and when you have 4 people in your house, it becomes a huge chore, I do understand that there can be joy in laundry and serving others in that way of doing their laundry. And I've definitely gotten some pointers from him as to how to shorten your laundry routine and get rid of stains. So yeah, I really enjoyed that book and recommend it to you if you would like to learn to love doing the mundane chore of laundry a little bit more. Goal number 9 was to journal every evening, and I did keep this up about until midway through the year, and then I decided I just didn't like journaling as much, and so I decided to make my writing journal more so a photo journal, and so I try to just take pictures of events that I want to remember as much as possible. And so I think moving forward, that is how I want to kind of chronicle our lives. Instead of writing down words in a journal, I would like to take pictures to remember the memories. Goal number 10 was to go on monthly dates with each person in my family. So I have a husband, Willie, and then I have a 4-year-old Theodore and a 3-year-old Mabel. And I'm going to say I half completed this goal because there were some months where I did great and I went on a date with every single person. And then some months that I only went on a date with one person or no people. And so I was more cognizant of it, and having this goal in place made me realize how I was spending my time and who I was spending it with. So yeah, that's what we're going to say. Half complete goal. Goal number 11 was to go through my wardrobe and do a little wardrobe inventory, and I did do that in May. I just wanted to get rid of clothes that I never wore and kind of keep track of what I actually had so that I wasn't mindlessly purchasing 12 pairs of black pants. Not that I would ever do that, but I just wanted to know what I had so that I knew what I could wear. And I did that in May, went through my wardrobe. I'm needing to do it again, I think, now with pregnancy and bringing out my maternity clothes, but it's always good to just keep note of what you have. I don't like having huge amounts of clothes in my closet because that just means more laundry, and so I'm just keeping that in mind as I purchase the items that I have in my wardrobe and maintaining them as well. Goal number 12 was to pay off our family loan. So history on this, Willie got his master's in 2021, and we had a family member offer us a loan to pay for those credits for his master's degree, and we were able to pay it off this year. So that feels great. That family member has not seen the money. That's because we have it saved up currently. It's just in our savings sitting there ready to pay it to them. So like officially we haven't paid it off, but we have all of the money ready to pay off the loan, if that makes sense. And I'm counting that as complete. The only reason we're holding on to that money is just because of a job change that I took recently, and we're wanting to make sure that our budget is all in a good place before we get rid of that lump sum of money. Goal number 13 was to contribute to our monthly sinking funds. We have 5 sinking funds that we contribute to pretty regularly. A holiday sinking fund where all of our money for Christmas presents and decorations and food comes from. We have a car sinking fund for car maintenance. We've got a travel sinking fund, a dog sinking fund for their vet visits and grooming visits, and what's the last one? A home sinking fund for large home maintenance things that need to happen. And we did contribute to those every month, so that is a goal complete. Goal number 14 was to download our health insurance rewards app. That's just something that our health insurance offers, and you can connect it to your watch. and then get money by being active. And I did do that. I actually got like a $180 gift card to Barnes & Noble using that app. My husband got $150 to Amazon kind of recently, so we used that for stocking stuffers. It's just something mindless that we needed to set up in order to reap the benefits. So I did do that very early on in the year. Goal number 15 was to redecorate our bedroom. While we did get a new comforter or a duvet for our bed and new sheets and pillows, we didn't do this to the full capacity that I originally wanted to, and that's just because some ideas have changed about what we want to do in our house for renovating and such. And so I'm going to say it's complete because we did what we wanted to do ultimately in the end. So we did not like paint and get new furniture and new decorations, but we did get a new nice bedspread. Just moving forward, that wasn't on our top priority to complete, if that makes sense. Goal number 16 was to complete Theodore and Mabel's baby books. And I didn't. I got really, really close. I'm going to count this as a half complete goal because I worked on it. I really did. I went through, I printed pictures, I put the pictures in the books, but there are just a few little things that I need to fill in, write in, but otherwise we're really close. I kind of knew we were going to try for baby number 3, and so it was a goal in 2024 to finish those baby books before we had another baby so that I could do baby number 3's baby book, but we're close and hopefully I can get theirs done before baby number 3 joins us in April. Goal number 17 was to switch our cell phone carrier, and we did do that in June. We switched from a carrier that we just had terrible customer service experience with and switched to Mint Mobile, and we're enjoying that so far, so it was a good switch. Goal number 18 was to paint our garage door, and not actually the door that goes up and down to let our cars into, but the door going from our house to our garage because our dogs had completely scratched it up. And we did complete this right in the nick of time. We actually had our neighbor, who is a professional painter, come over and paint it for us, and it looks great. You cannot see any scratches. It is perfect, and we're glad that we were able to have him do that for us. Goal number 19 was to install a screen door on our front door. Our front door was weird and we couldn't get a normal screen door, as you would say, one that like opens and shuts like the normal hinge way. And so we got this really cool one called a phantom screen. We love it and are very excited to have it during the spring, summer, and fall times. Goal number 20 was to deep clean our garage, and we did do that. We removed everything from the garage, swept it, went through things, got rid of things, and then organized it efficiently. We did that in May, and we're going to need to do it again next year. It's a thing we like to do every year. However, it had been a couple of years since we had done it, so that's why I put it as a goal for 2024. We did it in May, and we'll probably do it again next year. Goal number 21 was to set up our printer. We had a printer, we just hadn't set it up or connected it to our computers. And when I tried to set it up, I realized it was broken. So I technically completed this goal, but also failed at it because the printer was broken and then decided we just didn't need a printer. So I'm going to say complete, but also it was just completed by not even being completed. Goal number 22 was to send out Christmas cards, and we did do this, however, just in a different way. We didn't physically print out cards and mail them, just with the prices of cards and also sending things in the mail. We did not decide to send cards. We instead did a digital card and loved how that turned out. Goal number 23 was to reach 3,000 subscribers on YouTube, and thanks to all of you people watching, we did hit that goal. Now I'm at about 3,500 and just very pleased with the community that I've created here on YouTube. And lastly, goal number 24 was to host monthly reading sprints on my channel, and I did do that. Every single month I hosted live reading sprints, and those are just so fun to be able to read with you and hold each other accountable to read instead of doing something else. So yeah, loved doing that every month this year. With that, we have finished chatting through the 24 goals in 2024, and just to recap, it looks like I fully completed 19 of the 24 goals I set for myself. I halfway completed 2 of them with the monthly dates and the filling in the baby books, which then means I did not complete 3 goals. And those 3 were establishing a morning routine, walking the dogs, and losing weight. But that's okay. I feel really good about either fully or partially finishing 21 of the 24 goals. That's a lot. I did a lot in 2024. Now we can shift to the bookish goals I had. And I need to switch journals for this because we are going to look at my reading journal to see how we did with these goals. Alrighty. The first goal was to read 125 books. And if you watched my stats video yesterday, you will know that I did complete that goal. I actually read 169 books. So exceeded the goal of 125. Next up, I wanted to stamp my books. I have this cute stamp that says from the library of Becca, and I wanted to stamp all of the books on my shelves that I knew I was going to keep. So that's books that I've read mostly. I don't stamp my TBR until I've read them and decide I want to keep them or not. And I did complete that in March, it looks like. Goal number 3 was to get my physical TBR down to 200 books, and I did not do that. However, I think I will be able to next year. I'm just in such a good mindset right now about how many books I have on my shelves and what kind of books I want to have on my shelves. So I am looking forward to working toward that goal next year. I won't tell you the exact number because you'll have to stay tuned to my in and out from December, but I think I'm in the 270-ish range. So it went up. Because I think I started with like 244 or something. It definitely went up, but not as much as it could have. Goal number 4 was to finish 10 series, and I did complete this goal. You'll have to stay tuned to my series video that I'm going to do in a couple of days, where I look at all the series I'm in the middle of and decide which ones to DNF, which ones to continue, and in that video I will talk about the 10 series I did complete in 2024. Next up, I wanted to complete the buzzword challenge that Kayla from Books and Lala puts out every year, and I'm happy to announce I did do that. There was 1 month I bled into the next. I couldn't quite finish one of the prompts. I think it was the September one, possibly, that I read in October or something like that, but I did read all of her buzzwords throughout the year. Goal number 6 was to complete the A to Z challenge, where you read a book that starts with every letter of the alphabet, and I did do that again this year. It's pretty easy generally. Some of the letters are difficult and you kind of have to manipulate the rules a little bit, where like I counted X. I used Spy Family because there's an X in the title, or sometimes I use authors' names if I can't find a book that starts with a Z, but it's always fun and generally pretty easy to read a book that starts with every letter of the alphabet. Goal number 7 was to read 12 adaptations, or books that have been adapted to the screen, and I did do that. Do you want to know what they are? I suppose I should tell you. I read Matilda, Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda, The Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society, The Idea of You, Every Day, Leave the World Behind, The Duke and I, Happiness for Beginners, Just Mercy, The Storied Life of A.J. Fikry, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, and The Lovely Bones. I did not watch all of those adaptations, but I read them. There was an idea in my brain where I was going to read books and then watch the movie adaptations for videos, but it just wasn't in my heart to do it. So, but I did read 12 books that were adapted to the screen, whether I watched the movie or show or not. Goal number 8 was to read 12 borrowed books, and I didn't quite hit this goal. I read 10 out of 12, which is still pretty good, but I do want to get all of these borrowed books off of my shelves. I think I have about 20 on a shelf over there, and they belong to somebody else. They need to go back to their homes, and so next year it is going to be a main priority to finish those borrowed books. Goal number 9 was to read 12 memoirs or nonfiction, and I did do that. Would you like to hear those titles? I'm going to give them to you. I read The Office BFFs, What I Know Now, Dialogues on Race, Good Mom on Paper, The Mona Lisa Vanishes, A First Time for Everything, Smile, Broken Horses, The Woman in Me, Laundry Love, Modern Romance, and Just Mercy. And then I just did not track any of the other ones I read after that, but I think I got to a total of 19 memoirs or nonfiction books. Goal number 10 was to read my 12 self-destruct books, and I did get that complete. I guess I didn't read all 12. I ended up having to destruct or unhaul 3 of them, but willingly I did that. And so I count that goal as complete. Goal number 11 was to read 12 books on my Kindle, and I did do that. Do you want to know the titles? No, I'm not going to tell you the titles of those. I just read 12 books that I had owned on my Kindle. And lastly, goal number 12 was to complete the Book of the Month challenge, and I did do that, even though they crazily changed the rules and added new challenges, but I did meet all of their criteria, and I hope that in my next Book of the Month box, I will get a prize. I don't know what it is, but I'll show you if I get it. The main challenge for the Book of the Month challenge is to read 15 of their Book of the Month books. And then I also read 4 page pushers, which means 4 books over 400 pages. I read from 6 different genres. And then I also did their Write-Up Wizard category, which means I wrote reviews for 5 of their books. Anyway, that's pretty dang good. I completed 10 of my 12 reading goals, which feels great. I am super happy with 2024. I feel like I set out to do some things with my personal life and my reading life, and I held them in my brain throughout the year and was able to complete most of those goals. I'm proud of myself, and that's ultimately what I set my goals for, is to just hold myself accountable and see what I can get done in the year. How did you do with your 2024 goals? Whether they were personal or reading, I would love to hear about them in the comments down below, and we can chat there a little bit. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in another video very soon. Bye!